Thank you for streaming KPRC 2 Plus now. I'm Haley Hernandez for your second hour of KPRC 2 Plus. Halloween can be spooky, but something that's been spooking our community has been high water bills. As you know, each Tuesday we look at agenda items and tell you how local governments are spending your hard-earned money. We call it pop-off politics, and this week we are still talking about money, but in a different way. KPRC 2 investigative reporter Jason Wynn joining me live right here in studio. Good morning.
Good morning. Well, thanks for the promotion. I'm just a producer here. I haven't put the reporter hat back on, but yeah, we're going to be doing some things today. We're talking about pop-off politics, and pop-off politics, Haley, is kind of a tip of the hat to the city of Houston. I know you've heard Mario talk about this, but every Tuesday, city council members, they get to listen to citizens, and they're going to get an earful from folks today about their water woes.
Oh, so this is when they get the chance to go and tell them, you got to fix this.
Yes, yeah. They're like, you know, this means a lot to me. This is dear to my heart. Can you do something about it? And there's going to be a lot of people there.
So we're talking about people dealing with high water bills. Are we talking about any of the drained stories in this?
Yeah, well, we kind of are. We are on this one. But first off, I want you to take a look right there on the bottom of your screen. There's a QR code. Sam's going to leave that up, and the folks in the back, they're going to leave that up the entire time because I'm going to reference that QR code. So if you're on your phone, your smart device, please take a scan of that because that's going to tell you about a lot of what we're talking about. Now, our investigator, Amy Davis, and her producer, Andrea Sladen, they continue to fight for Houstonians and these high water bills. The two, they get results because people don't have anything left in their pockets. If I was Mario, I'd literally pull my pockets out right now. Take a look at these. They want to look at these outrageous water bills from the Public Works Department, and they've gotten more than $10,000 in refunds and credits for the people that actually need it.
Yeah, so it's sometimes hard to figure out those water bills and the charges, and you know, I mean, you kind of have to you have to have a background in this stuff to understand what you're looking at sometimes, which is frustrating.
Yes, they can get confusing, Haley, and you'll see it, and we see it every day pretty much that Amy will get a call, Andrea will get a call, and then we'll have a drained report sometime that week. And it's kind of weekly now since they launched this investigation a year ago. And since they've exposed the issues with the water bills, the city, I can tell you, still hasn't changed a lot of their processes.
Well, other than that, Amy and Andrea, other than them, how are people supposed to get help? Who do they reach out to?
Well, you know, the city's going to say, well, you can reach out to nonprofits, or they'll, you know, like Baker Ripley. They've been pointing to Baker Ripley for a lot of folks. Other people, they've been saying, well, you can apply for financial assistance, but we know that that's not the option for a lot of people to actually go. That's not the route that they want to go or that they can go.
Well, I mean, and it only hurts those, you know, nonprofits who are now getting drained of money for water bills that people might not necessarily owe.
And that's why we want people to scan that QR code right down there on the bottom part of your screen there, because we get these emails, we get the voicemails, and a lot of our voicemails are kind of full right now. With folks saying, let's get to the root of the problem here. They understand that if there's a leak, they want to get this stuff fixed. If there's a meter issue, they want the data to support that high price bill they just got in the mail.
Yeah, you'd think that we would be able to get that pretty easily, but it's not always so easy. So how much of this can be blamed on just our aging infrastructure, which is a huge frustration in the city?
I can hear it in your voice right there.
I mean, it's like a lot of the problem, right?
I mean, we're talking about, you know, geysers coming out of the street, or we're talking about our water bills. But when it comes to our water bills, you know, I was talking to Andrea last night, and she says some of this has to deal with the new meters that the city's installing, and that they're dramatically different in their readings than what they've, you know, shown with the old ones. And that really compounds this issue of your high water bill. And that's why they're going to City Hall today. We've seen it. Amy, she's gone to City Hall before, and she plans on being there today with a lot of these residents who just feel drained.
Yeah. So, you know, if you think this isn't an issue for you, I can guarantee you it is. I live in the city of Houston, and you can feel just like low water pressure that we've been having through the summer because the heat led to a lot of breaks in the system and everything like that. So yeah, scan the QR code, take a look at some of these stories. I guarantee they affect you, but how can people sign up who are really upset and want the city to hear them out?
Well, unfortunately, the time has passed. The sign up was yesterday, but, and there's a big but here, you know, when people show up, people listen, especially our city leaders. So if they show up,
the amount of people
that show up, and we suspect there's going to be a lot of people that show up to City Hall today. They're going to be talking to those council members. They're going to be talking to Mayor Sylvester Turner, and they want the whole city to know what their water woes are, and they want this all detailed. So if you take a look, scan that QR code. If you haven't right there, we've got it all explained there for you so that you can see just exactly what you can do with these water bills.
All right, Jason Wynn, it's always great to have you here. We appreciate you coming in and filling in for Mario. I guess he's on assignment today?
Well, we gave Mario the day off, just kind of like Zach. I think Mario said last week that he was going to dress up as Fred Flintstone. Zach was going to be Bam Bam. They're going to go out and look for some Pop Rocks.
It's not them.
Yeah, so we're here.
Easy to make promises when you know you're going to be off, guys.
Yes, exactly.
All right, so if there's something that you want highlighted on your city council's agenda, you can email Mario or you can email Jason at investigates@kprc.com.